When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. They're the home of the #1 checkout on the planet and the not-so-secret Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds and Skims use. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/start selling, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/start selling to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/start selling.
She needs to do a podcast since she never got her due. She's a big lesbian and a loudmouth Jew. With a gasket always ready to blow, you're listening to Judy's show. Who? Judy's show. Wait a minute, who are you talking about? Oh, she's an asshole. What is wrong with you? Oh, you suck. So long. Fuck off.
Hey everyone, welcome to It's Judy's Show with Judy Gold, and I am your host, Judy Gold, and I'm back in New York, as you can probably see from the background here. Well, let me just say thank you for being here. I have so much to talk about. I have a lot to talk about. I love when I have a rant, and I have a lot to talk about, and I have a lot to talk about today. Okay, so just so you know, if you're planning, outings or whatever, I am, you know what? I'm actually, we're going to talk about this, renovating the place in Provincetown. And I am going to be there for, I would say, about 9 days, just packing up the house. And I think, it's a daunting task and it's going to be a nightmare, but I believe that it is going to be mentally really good for me to throw everything out. And I think it's going to be a definite purge. And then I'm going to purge my New York apartment. I'm purging. And I am letting the space open so that I can have space, period. And also, they do say that once you do that, things come because there's room for them. I mean, all this stuff, I know but I kind of believe it, And I always feel better after I clean my desk or I clean, whatever. So I'm really looking forward to this, even though I think my ADD it's gonna be a challenge. So I'm probably gonna take my ADD meds, which I don't usually take. I usually try to just exercise, practice the piano, breathing, meditation, that kind of thing. But I think I'm going to do the meds because I think this is a big, daunting, as I said, I use the word daunting twice now, task, and I'm up for it. So that's that. Elise and I will probably be arguing during that, and so I will be taking notes. I do want to say, and this Elise is going to kill me for even saying this, but we were watching the Emmys last night, and she asked me if Eugene Levy and Dan Levy were father and son. She might have said, are they related? And I just was like, I can't. Sometimes it's cute, but it's really really? Where have you been? Where have you been, Levy? that you have to ask a question like that you know the answer to, and it's like, oh, right, yeah, yeah. I mean, who the fuck is that? Okay, so that kind of really, I was just like, you know what? I'm too tired. I can't. Okay, the reason, I didn't even do my dates. I'll do my dates at the end. Well, let me do some dates now because I think you're listening. Well, we have the Jewish holidays. Everything stops for the Jewish holidays. Where am I going? I'll be at the post office Cabaret, October 13th through the 16th. Then I'm going to be in Israel the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. I'm doing comedy for Kobe. Then I have benefits of the Israel Cancer Research Fund on the 29th. And I'm going to be at the Big Gay Cabaret in Chicago on November 8, 9, and 10. And then Ben's whatchamacallit, basketball games start. And I'm so excited. November 12th, he will be, I think he has he has a game on the 4th at Penn State, which we're going to go to. He has a home game. It's 3.5 hours, but maybe I'll go. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, just come see me wherever I am. I need you. Okay, let's go back. So let's start with the Emmys. Okay, the Emmys, I used to get really excited, and now I kind of find them a little boring. Plus, it's like I know everyone that's sitting there. I mean, not everyone personally, but I know a lot of the people. So that's like exciting. But as a kid, when you watch these award shows, it was like ridiculously, oh my, grand. And like, oh my God, look at those big stars. And now I look and I'm like, oh, I can't believe that one. It's doing well. I mean, not that I'm Betty Bitter, but I was happy for Alex Edelman. He's a buddy and a friend and a lover. I was happy there was no politics. I loved that the guy from Baby Reindeer just went on and on about never giving up and being at a shitty point that it's going to get better. Those are the kind of speeches I love. Like when I win a Primetime Emmy, I'm definitely going to talk about persistence and never giving up and, being a tall girl. A very tall girl and not fitting in. Those are the ones that really get to me. But yeah, I thought Eugene and Dan did a great job. I wasn't shocked at anything. I don't know why The Bear is in the comedy category. Like, that's just ridiculous. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I've watched a few episodes. It's not a comedy. It's not a comedy like Hacks is a comedy, and good for Hacks. Woo! A woman over 60. That is the best. That is the best. And I loved what Paul said when he accepted the award. Like, what the fuck? I can't talk. That, here's a show about a woman over 60, and they want to. I loved it. I loved it. Hacks is a comedy. Curb is a comedy. You laugh. Yeah, I don't think The Bear is a comedy. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but I really don't think so. The late night, shows, so male-dominated, really male-dominated. I love Jon Stewart. I think he's great, but he announced all of the hosts except for Dulce Sloan, who was standing right there looking beautiful and was a guest on the podcast. So she's wonderful. But he didn't mention her name. And I just, she's one of the hosts. So that was disappointing to me. Yeah. I mean, I notice things because I'm in the industry. Whatever. You could call me in the industry, not in the industry. I don't care what you call me. But I thought it was, and it's not, no one's making fun of everyone. I love the Will Smith guy saying that, because he has the same name as Will Smith, that he comes in peace. But yeah, overall, it was a very unoffensive, unedgy, funny-ish award show. And there were so many empty seats. Did you notice how many empty seats there were? There were so many. That was the Emmys. I'm done with the Emmys. I will say, since we're talking about being in show business or show business adjacent. No, here's the deal. I went to a wedding, a family wedding this weekend, which was lovely. It was in Lake George, which is a whole other conversation for everyone. And when I am at a wedding or a bar mitzvah or a big family function where there are, friends and another side of the family that I'm meeting and, just other people that are not usually at my family function. When I'm at those functions, all people want to talk about, the amount of times someone asks me, oh, are you still performing? Yes, I'm still performing. That is my job. When I'm at these extended family functions where there's like 150 people, the amount of times people came up to me and said, oh, are you still performing? I just want to say, are you still doing tax returns? Are you still sticking your finger up guys' asses to check their prostate? Like, yes. Yes, I'm still performing. That's what I do. It's so hard, I guess, being a musician or a dancer or any kind of live performer. And then one guy's like, oh, I saw you 30 years ago. And you picked on my first wife or my second of 3 wives. And I was just like, okay, you're a very nice man. But oh, no. If you want to talk, I want to talk about my work as much as you want to talk about your work. And I also feel like I have to prove you're proving yourself. Like, oh, yes, I have this little hobby that I do and I'm still doing it. It's so annoying. Leave performers alone. Just be like, hi, how are you? I'm a fan. I'm not a fan or nothing. Don't say, what do you do? Because that's, what the person does. But the other thing is, and I've said this before, oh, what's next? What's going on next? What do you have on the plate? I don't know. I don't know what I have on the plate. I have food on the plate and I want to fucking eat the food and I don't want to talk to you. So the wedding was lovely. It's nice being with family. When you get to my age and you're with family for a happy occasion, that's important. And I kept thinking, I don't know if anyone else my age does this. I remember when I was in my 20s and 30s and my cousins were getting married and, our parents were there with their cousins. And I look at those pictures now and everyone's pretty much gone. My Aunt Joan was there. She's 95. She's amazing. But pretty much everyone else is gonzo. And I look and I'm like, oh my God, I'm their age. And in 20 years, my kids and their cousins are going to be looking at those pictures. And then 5 minutes later, they're going to be my age. I mean, it just goes by so fucking fast. It's so, whatever. So it was a very beautiful, landscape for this wedding. Lake George is an interesting place. And, we went for a walk. There were a lot of people with the, we passed one guy, he had a big AR-15 shirt on. And then, we had another bunch of people with not even regular Trump t-shirts, but the really obnoxious ones where every fucking, every area of the front of the shirt is taken up by some gold, it's just, I don't know. Less is more, whatever. And they have to wear the hat and the shirt and the whatever. And it's, yeah. Okay, we got it. We know who you're voting for. And we know you're a racist because I know, oh, sorry, everyone. Sorry to all the Jews who are voting for Trump because they think he's going to be better for Israel. Okay, fine. But all right, this will now bring me into the fact that there was another assassination attempt against Trump. And I read these, not, articles or little blogs or whatever. And the way they spin it, the media really is fucked up, majorly fucked up. But there are spins like, well, of course, the guy is a lefty and he hates Israel. So that they're going to use it to get more votes, or it's misinformation. It's a take on it. It's someone's opinion. And they have an agenda. Everyone has a fucking agenda.
This week's episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Now, I am a huge advocate for therapy. I talk therapy. I like physical therapy too, but I'm talking about talk therapy. I've been in therapy since I'm 18 years old. There is nothing better. Nothing better. And it is a stressful time. We just had an election. It's the holidays, and we're going to have to spend family time or not spend family time. It's a decision you might make in therapy, because therapy is really the best way, the only way to process your feelings, anxiety, depression, everything. I've been doing it for over 40 years. I know what I'm talking about. So if you've been thinking about starting therapy, if you thought about it for years and just didn't do it, please give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient. It's flexible. It's suited to your schedule. You go to betterhelp.com/JudyGold. You fill out a brief questionnaire. You get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch your therapist at any time for no additional charge. I've done that multiple times in my life, switch therapists. It works. It works. And I know a lot of people who have used BetterHelp, and they love it. So find comfort this December with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/JudyGold today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/JudyGold. You're welcome.
¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
If you've heard that sound from Babbel before, I bet you do. Babbel is the science-backed language learning app that actually works. With quick 10-minute lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts, Babbel gets you on your way to speaking a new language in just a few weeks. With over 16 million subscriptions sold and a 20-day money-back guarantee, just start speaking another language with Babbel. Right now, up to 55% off your Babbel subscription at babbel.com/Spotify podcast. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify podcast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
There was another assassination attempt, as you probably know, but we have not talked about the debate. So the debate, this ongoing, I thought, Harris won by 2 points or 5 points, or, Trump did very well. He sucked, and she was great. That's the end of it. She wiped the floor with him. He looked like an idiot. His facial expressions are ridiculous. I don't care what side you're on. She was prepared. She got him. He reacted. She won the fucking debate. So stop debating who won the debate, because he did not win the fucking debate. Okay? That's it. Sorry. There was a clear winner. And, people are like, oh, I like his policies. What fucking policies? What policies? That he doesn't enact. He didn't even put up the fucking wall. Okay, so my favorite, of course, I'm sure you've all heard this, but I can't get this earworm out of my head. It is beyond the best. I love it. It's so creative and catchy, and now I can't get it out of my fucking head. But, come on. The eating and all the memes with the, cats in a hot dog bun. And they double down and they triple down on this shit. It's crazy. This is more, and they just target people. They target the Haitians. I feel terrible for the Haitians. I really do. I want to post something about the Haitians because that's who I am. And I did post at one point on Instagram in that little bubble you can put above your profile that you should check on your Jewish friends. And one person checked on it. One. Okay? So your silence is deafening. But this pet eating shit, and then they just keep talking about it. And then JD fuckhead, mental patient, he is out of his mind. I mean, he is just, oh, they're just horrible. They're just mean. They're horrible. And then he writes, I hate Taylor Swift. What? You're going to be the leader of the free world and you write out on your fake social media thing, I hate Taylor Swift. What are you, fucking 7? Are you 7 years old? Don't answer that because you are fucking 7 years old. I hate Taylor Swift. You're going to vote for this person to be president? I loved when Kamala was like, all these leaders are laughing at you and mocked him on his rallies. I mean, it was fucking brilliant. And you know what? She did it in a way that was so much more sophisticated than the way he does it. When he's just like, yeah, and like just an angry, bitter, disgusting felon, sexual predator, idiot who doesn't read, dangerous. He's dangerous. But you vote for all the Jews, vote for him because you think he's going to be great for Israel. Okay. Because he really does what he says. He doesn't give a shit about Israel. Yeah, I can't. I can't. So the constant pet eating Haitian coverage, that's all they talk about. Henry told me that Dana Bash and J.D. Vance got into it, and I can't wait to watch that. I didn't watch that because I was at a wedding. Oh, the other thing about the wedding is the amount of money. I know I'm going back and forth, but what the fuck? I remember my parents going to a wedding, and they would go to the wedding and they would come home. It is now 3 days, minimum 2 days, but really 3 days. Okay. And hotel, travel, meals, the gift, it's a lot of fucking money. I don't get it. I don't understand. I just don't understand. It's really a lot. And the destination ones and the weddings on the holiday weekends. This wasn't on holiday weekend, but on the holiday weekends, that should be against the law. Everything's even double. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going back to. I hate Taylor Swift. Like, you're gonna vote for that person to have the nuclear codes. I hate Taylor Swift. Okay? He's 78 years old with the mind of a fucking 7-year-old. Speaking of which, at the debate, they fact-checked him a couple of times, like that people give birth and then they all sit around and are like, oh, are we going to kill the baby? Like, it's so fucking ridiculous. And then they're like, oh, I can't believe they fact-checked him. No one gives birth in a hospital and then has a cabal of people sitting there going, well, were we going to kill the baby? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It's a lie. It's another conspiracy theory with the eating of the fucking pets. Like, cut the shit and stop giving credence to this stuff. It's ridiculous. I'm glad she fact-checked him. It's beyond. I don't even know what the word is. It's horrible. It's stupid. And the fact that he gets fact-checked and then he goes out to 3-1. Shut up. You're fucking grow up, you fucking Arrested Development. So speaking of which, I interviewed Mary Trump at the 92nd Street Y, who is lovely. It has this new book out. Who Could Ever Love You? It's a memoir. And it's so much about her childhood and being in the Trump family. And it's fantastic, sad, riveting, unconscionable. The behavior it's great. So I interviewed her, and we're going to have that coming up on the podcast. But the book is great. And you really see how the family dynamic of, the grandfather being this, head of the family, and they're just horrible people, not nice people, racist, anti-Semitic, not nice. Mary, on the other hand, very nice, just a lovely person, so smart, great writer, accomplished. She has a PhD. Thank God she has this PhD in psychology and trauma, where she can really analyze the fucking behavior of these psychos. I mean, look at his kids. I just don't, when I think back to the first families and how classy they were, the Obamas, class act. Class. George Bush, the first one, the father, I mean, not a fan of Barbara, but a veteran. Plus, Trump just disses these veterans. Like, I don't fucking get it. These people, he is such a fucking coward with his stupid Bonesburg bullshit. Like, oh my God. And then these Jews that are on the Instagram and the Twitter and the threads and whatever fucking else thing it is, are saying, if you're a Democrat, if you're a Jew and voting Democrat, there's something wrong. Stop dividing us. This is all in their playbook. That just dividing the Jewish population. You can criticize the government of Israel because it is a democracy, just like you can criticize the government of the United States of America. But stop using these Israelis protesting as an excuse for your anti-Semitism. That's what's happening. Israelis are protesting because they want the hostages back, and they don't really like the job that Netanyahu's doing, a lot of them. So they're protesting like we protest here when we don't like what the government's doing. But that doesn't give you the right to say, oh, look, they're protesting. They hate, no, you don't even know the intricacies. You're just using it as an excuse for your anti-Semitism to say, oh, well, even no. And you know what? Guess what? There's genocides going on in other places. And you've never spoken of Sudan, Myanmar, Assad in Syria killed 500,000 Muslims. I mean, nothing. It's the Jews in their little state that's the size of New Jersey, surrounded by enemies, keeping the only democracy alive in that area and fighting a war for all of us, for the United States, to kill these people are here. They're here. And what is with the fucking covering your face? What is with the show who you are, you fucking cowards? Walking around with Hamas flags and Hamas, what are they called? Wear this scarf, you can put it on your, I hate being old. What are they called? Do-rags. I don't know. That's probably bad. You're not allowed to say do-rag. I'm sorry. I'm sure I said do-rag and I don't even know what it means. So whatever. But those things. Oh God. Fuck. I can't remember the word, but you're all screaming it at me right now. Why are you covering up your face? If you truly believe that you're doing and protesting for good and on the right side, show it. Come on, let it all out. So fucking infuriated. It's just so infuriating. And God, and they don't even know what's going on. When you try to talk to them about it, they have these like answers that were given to them, so they don't have to really deal with the real situation. and the facts, and that Hamas is a terrorist organization. They are terrorists, just like ISIS, just like Al Qaeda. They're all terrorists. They don't believe that women should have equal rights. They don't believe LGBT community. I don't know where the D came from, but I'm sure they'll add it at some point, a D for something. It's ridiculous. It's so infuriating. And we have a lot of problems in this country. Women's rights are being stripped away. And you're shutting down streets, stopping traffic, assaulting Jewish business owners, all because you're misinformed and on behalf of a terrorist organization. Not good, people. Believe what you want, hate me, think I'm, whatever. I don't care. I have facts. And I've been to Israel. Go to Israel. You're protesting. You've never even been to the area. You've never talked to a Palestinian, an innocent Palestinian who wants Hamas eradicated so that their lives can be better. And don't tell me they voted them in. Okay, yes, they voted them in 20 years ago, whenever it was. They've never had an election since. Get your facts straight. What about how is it in Iran that women can't even fucking talk? They have to be covered. They cannot speak in public. Let me look that up. Yes, the Taliban law bans women from speaking. The Taliban, another one of your fucking... There's a new Taliban law that prohibits women from speaking or showing their faces outside their homes. Okay? But where are you? I didn't see any protests for that. Oh, from now on, it's in Afghanistan. Afghan women are also not allowed to look directly at men they are not related to by blood or marriage. And taxi drivers will be punished if they agree to drive a woman who was out without a suitable male escort. Okay, where's the protest, people? Where's the Oh, it's the Jews. Okay, got it. All right. Well, I don't know what else to say. I'm just, it's infuriating. The whole thing is infuriating. But, we do live in the United States of America where Jews cannot even walk on their campus without getting beaten up. This is right out of the playbook in Berlin. So stop fucking covering your faces and covering your eyes and look and see what the fuck is going on. And you know what? If you hate the Jews so much, I will say this again and again, live in a world without the contributions Jews have made. Okay? And see how your fucking life is. Have fun. All right. So I thought I'd end on a positive note. I think that's a positive. Yeah. So let me, that's it for me because I would just go on for another hour with this shit. And no one wants to get. Listen, the high holidays are coming up. October, for your Jewish friends, just so you know, you can wish them a happy new year, happy and healthy new year. October 2nd at night, October 3rd are it starts at sundown. And then Yom Kippur is on October 11th is at sundown, and 12th it's on a Friday, Saturday. So just to ruin, a working night. And then I'm going to be in P-Town the 13th, 16th at the post office cabaret for Women's Week. What else do I have to tell you? This podcast, It's Judy's Show with Judy Gold, is produced by Laura Vogel, edited by Colin Schmaley, marketed by Haley Dircher, and the theme song, the wonderful theme song written by Lauren Gold, who I just bumped into at Tall Bagels, where we always go to get a bagel when he's in town. But he didn't tell me he was in town. He was going to tell me after he got the bagel. But I walked in and there he was, and we were like, oh my God. And then we couldn't get together because I had to go to a wedding. I love you, Warren. It was great to see you. He's actually doing the Chicago. He plays for Chicago, the band, and they are on tour with Earth, Wind, and Fire. And he told me that they each do a set, and then they all play together. And it's great. And he invited me to a show, but I couldn't go because I had a wedding. So anyway, that's it. That's all I have to say. Thank you all for listening. And we have some great podcasts coming up, great interviews. So I'm excited for that. And as we always say, so long.